These 10 check engine triggers don't blow an engine in one dramatic moment. They nag, vanish, return, and pick the worst time to blink, usually right before an inspection or during a highway merge. A loose cap here, a lazy sensor there, a tiny vacuum leak you can't hear. Stack them and your mileage drops, idle wanders, and the light boomerangs after every quick reset. The cure is order, not guesswork. Fix what the computer depends on before replacing what it complains about. One item on this list is so common that parts stores hand out caps by the box. To see how small choices create big repairs, start with the seal you touch every fill-up. Reason number 10, a loose, cracked, or wrong fuel cap. Your evap system traps fuel vapor so it's burned, not vented. A missing O-ring, a cap that won't click, or a non-vented aftermarket cap triggers small leak codes and wakes the dash light. Dust on the filler neck can stop a good cap from sealing. Fix it. Inspect a gasket, wipe the neck, and click the cap several times. Clear codes after a few drive cycles, not immediately. Capless systems have spring doors and dust seals, check those too. If the cap passes but the light returns, don't chase injectors yet. The next suspect sits upstream and controls your air story. Reason number 9, dirty or faulty MAP sensor. When the engine's air scale lies, fueling swings rich or lean, trims chase, and misfires follow. Oiled filters can mist a hot wire MAF, split intake boots let unmetered air in, MAP ports gum with oil. Don't shotgun parts. Compare MAF grams per second or MAP kPa to expected values at warm idle and 2500 RPM. Fix torn ducts, then clean an MAF only with electronic safe cleaner. On MAP cars, confirm vacuum supply and a clear port. Once airflow is truthful, many codes vanish. If they don't, the oxygen feedback loop probably went slow and the computer started playing it safe. Reason number 7, vacuum leaks and intake gasket seepage. Split PCV hoses, brittle T's, loose throttle body gaskets, or a stuck PCV valve let extra air in. Result? Rough idle, high fuel trims, and lean codes that won't stay gone. Use a safe spray around joints while watching trims. A sudden swing points to the leak. A smoke test is even better. Replace the hose, reseal the manifold, or refresh the PCV and its lines. Fixing unmetered air early prevents the next snowball, misfires that feel like bad gas, but are usually spark and timing, losing the fight under lean load.
Reason number 6, misfires from plugs, coils, or moisture in the wells. Coils crack with age, boots carbon track, plugs wear wide, valve cover leaks drip oil into tube wells. The light flashes under load, then stays on with stored misfire counts. Fix the basics. Fit the exact plugs the engine spec calls for, torque them correctly, swap coils between cylinders to see if the mis follows, and reseal leaking covers. Use dielectric grease on boot lips and keep grounds clean. If misfires vanish when dry but return in rain, search for cowl leaks onto the ignition system. Sparks sorted and the light still nags? Fuel pressure might be lying to you. Reason number 5, fuel delivery problems. Weak pump, clogged filter, dying regulator. Low pressure leans mixtures under load and triggers misfires and lean codes. Excessive pressure from a stuck returnless regulator floods cylinders and thins oil. Tee in a manual gauge or watch rail pressure PIDs, compare to spec at idle and during snap throttle, and verify volume with a timed test. Replace filters on schedule. Many are lifetime only until one bad tank arrives. If pressure is right but trims drift, the brain may be confused or running outdated instructions that create nuisance flags. Reason number 4, outdated ECU TCM calibration or corrupted adaptations. Manufacturers release updates to cure false codes, harsh shifts that raise misfire flags, and unstable idle logic. Dead batteries or jump starts can corrupt learned throttle data, making the engine surge and the light return. Fix: check for TSBs, flash the latest calibration, and perform throttle and idle relearns. After reflashing, clear adaptations and complete a full drive cycle before judging the result. With software current, don't ignore the boring chores that quietly prevent half the lights you see. Reason number 3, neglected routine service. Air filter, throttle body, and PCV. A filter packed with dust raises restriction and skews MAP readings. A varnished throttle blade sticks, confusing idle control and tripping airflow and throttle correlation codes. A lazy PCV lets oil vapor foul sensors and raises crankcase pressure. Replace engine and cabin filters on schedule, clean the throttle body with the correct cleaner while supporting the plate, and refresh the PCV and its hoses. Basics handled, only hidden hardware remains. The catalyst that cleans up after every mistake upstream. Reason number 2, catalyst efficiency below threshold. A healthy catalyst stores oxygen and smooths upstream swings. When coatings wear or are poisoned, the rear sensor begins to mimic the front. Root causes include rich running from misfires, oil burning, coolant contamination, or silicone from sealers. Diagnose those first, then test with a rear oxygen waveform and, if needed, a back pressure check. Replace the catalyst only after the engine is clean or the new one dies early and the light returns. One last culprit impersonates everything because it confuses every module at once. Reason number 1, low system voltage and ground faults. A weak battery, corroded grounds, or a failing alternator makes modules hallucinate. You'll see random sensor codes, evap failures, and misfires that vanish after a charge until they return. Load test the battery, verify alternator output under load, and inspect the engine-to-body ground strap. Clean or replace corroded bolts. After any battery change, register the battery if your car requires it and perform an idle throttle relearn so the ECU stops chasing its tail. Stable voltage turns flaky codes into silence.
How to diagnose without guessing and spend less. Step 1. Scan the car and read freeze frame data. That snapshot records RPM, load, speed, and temperature when the light tripped. Step 2. Check mode 6 misfire counters and monitor short and long-term trims to see direction, not just the code label. Step 3. Fix air leaks, ignition, and fuel pressure before condemning sensors. Many sensor codes report symptoms, not causes. Step 4. After repairs, clear codes and complete a proper drive cycle so monitors set. Don't attempt an inspection with "not ready" flags. Step 5. If the light returns, rescan and compare the new freeze frame to the old. Pattern matching beats parts darts. Fast habits that keep the light off. Use top-tier fuel and a PEA cleaner twice a year to keep injectors even. Replace the air filter on time and never over-oil aftermarket elements. Keep the tank above 1/4 to cool the pump. Clean battery terminals at every oil change and write the install date on the case. Use the exact spark plugs your engine calls for. Heat range and gap matter. After any big underhood job, smoke test the intake and evap lines so you don't chase a hose you forgot to seat. If you clear codes, drive the full readiness cycle instead of parking immediately. Otherwise, you'll fail the test with no codes at all. A check engine light isn't a personality trait. It's a map. Follow it in the right order. Cap, airflow, oxygen, leaks, spark, fuel, software, basics, catalyst, voltage, and you fix the cause instead of the symptom. Read the freeze frame, trust the trims, and let a proper drive cycle prove the repair. Do that, and the glow finally turns boring again for years, while your engine starts clean, idles smooth, and pulls like it should.